Hello everybody, welcome to the show, guys. It is coming and we have more details of the Charlie Kirk's assassination and how much Antifa was involved. And not only that, how much Antifa was involved using taxpayer funded dollars. You cannot make this up, everybody. We have literally exposed, with Trump being in office, how much taxpayer dollars have been used to fund Antifa and other so-called NGO groups, so-called protesters, peaceful protesters. What I'm about to show you today is going to blow your mind because, again, too, we wouldn't know any of this if it wasn't for Trump being in office and us actually going through and auditing all the money that's going out of the federal government. And it has been so bad for America because we have been funding our own chaos. And also, it is so bad how the left-wing media is literally trying to romanticize Charlie Kirk's killer. It's disgusting on every single level. They literally are just talking across multiple channels now about how much his killer loved his partner. Like, you can't make this stuff up. And this just shows you how far the left-wing media is going to change the narrative on a cold-blooded killer, guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. We've got to root this out of America. The Democrats are hell-bent on shutting down the government right now, and guess what their number one reason is? NPR. They're willing to shut down the government because NPR, their propaganda machine, is not being funded anymore because Trump pulled it back. President Trump did say we'll take care of the military, Social Security, and a lot of things Dems fight for won't be able to be paid. We'll see how they do with that. And that is what I'm talking about. This is, I'm telling you, every single day we expose more and more of the corruption, and it is beautiful. There's also been a dramatic decrease in the protests across America and the size of the protests. Because since USAID has been shut down, people are tracking the protests have decreased exponentially across America against MAGA and Trump. Well, isn't that so coincidental? It is hilarious how we even knew that taxpayer dollars were used to be funneled through NGOs and then paid back to people that were protesting against America First policies. But President Trump said the Democrats are going absolutely insane, refusing to condemn the assassination of Charlie Kirk and trying to shut down the government all in the same day. All the while, Trump's polling, listen to this, guys, Trump's polling and MAGA polling is increasing. People are unifying on the MAGA side to continue the Charlie Kirk movement with over 62,000 new chapter requests for Turning Point. This is the next generation. Those in high school and college will help grow MAGA, and with these new chapter requests and spreading the news of America First policies, we can combat against the liberal leftist teachers that are indoctrinating the kids. Remember, 91 to 92% of all teachers in colleges are Democratic. So you tell me, where are they going to teach their kids and where those kids most likely going to eventually lean? We also have it where you cannot make this up, guys. I don't know if it's just like coincidental, but all this news is coming out. The violent left-winger who tried to assassinate Supreme Court Justice Brett Kavanaugh just came out as transgender and changed his name to Sophia. Like, it is mind-blowing how much we are seeing chaos and just all this stuff that's being exposed, and you can't hide it. There is a trend. Something has to be done about it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments because I'm telling you, the show today, we got so much breaking news for you today, especially when it comes to all the money that's flowing through these NGOs that are ultimately bringing chaos in America, and it's all being shut down by our president. Thank you, President Trump. I want to say thank you to everybody who is watching, to all of our subscribers and viewers. Thank you so much for your support. If you're not a part of the family yet, please consider joining, hitting that subscribe button, joining our family so that we can serve you every day with the top news. I want to say thank you to all of our members of the channel. You are so amazing, so great in helping us to grow our family, grow our voice, continue the movement that Charlie Kirk was doing, because I'm telling you guys, we're barely getting started with this channel and what we're about to be doing. But I want to give some special love to those that gave in the super chat. Kristen Massa, Donna Storino, Jim Barbato, Lou Ison, Elaine Demine, Pam Jean, Birdie Seraphin, Hope K59. Show some love also to our boy Mr. Tracy J. Norby. Yesterday, in him gifting so many memberships, growing our family. I'm telling you guys, it is beautiful to see the movement that's even happening here on True Life News. And if you don't mind doing us a huge favor of hitting that thumbs up like button, this really does help to grow our voice. It grows our views. It grows our reach. And we can continue to bring the news, all the receipts, and all the facts. Because again, it doesn't matter where it's coming from. Facts are facts. And what we're seeing now, guys, is such a big movement that everybody is being exposed. And what you're about to see here, we're not the same, guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, because this is just disgusting what we're exposing from the left side. Listen to this.
And that's the difference between us and them.
Destiny, a liberal streamer, Destiny, because of Destiny's remarks concerning Charlie Kirk and how they said, oh, Charlie Kirk had it coming, and oh, Charlie Kirk deserved this and all this. A lot of these left-wing media outlets on the left have said this, that it was his own words that caused his demise. And Alex Jones just went nuclear, and I can't play it because there's lots of cussing, and he's challenged liberal streamer Destiny to a raw fist fight over his disrespect against Charlie Kirk and calling for the death of conservatives. Let me tell you this, guys. There's no filter anymore. We are seeing people being exposed. And this is the thing. It's not that, we have differences. It's not that, they believe this is right and we believe this is right. It's that no matter what, at the end of the day, they celebrated someone being assassinated in cold blood. And even, this is why I wanted to show you this, guys, because our boy Elon Musk, whatever you may think about him, whatever he may say, he is in full support of everybody supporting Turning Point and actually doing something about it. Listen to this.
And then you see how much violence there's on the left, with our friend Charlie Kirk getting murdered in cold blood this week, and people on the left celebrating it openly. The left is the party of murder and celebrating murder. I mean, let that sink in for a minute. That's who we're dealing with here. That is who we're dealing with.
He literally said that, again, things are just not okay anymore. The violent left-winger who tried to assassinate Supreme Court Justice Brett Kavanaugh just came out as transgender as well and changed his name to Sophia. Guys, we got a problem here in the United States, and there's literally a trend. Nobody wants to acknowledge it, but it is 100% there. And just want to say thank you so much, Iukika YN1, for gifting 5 True Life News memberships. Let's go. If you got a free membership from Iukika, show them some love in the chat. Show her some love in the chat. Thank you so much, helping us to grow the family. What I love is what you're about to hear next, because this is just showing you that MAGA is uniting. People are rallying around the message that we cannot take this anymore. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Listen to this.
I want to go back because are you telling me basically from the time that Charlie got the assassination to essentially today, there's been a 10-point rise in President Trump's numbers? Is that because of just his leadership and his no-nonsense approach and the radical nature of these enemies, the enemies of the United States, both foreign and domestic?
Charlie Kirk was shot 9 days ago now, and the first thing we saw was right direction plunge. It's been between 45 and 50% for most of Trump's second term, which is just fanatically unprecedented. We've never seen anything like that before. It dropped from 45 to 40, and it looks like it's on the way back up to 42. That was the gut punch. That was people like, what's going on? It was a drop of 7 points of Republican right direction, 6 points of independents. Democrats went up a little, but I don't think it's because they like that Charlie Kirk was assassinated. Only in the last 4 days has Trump approval gone up. So I think it's a reaction. Maybe it's a delayed reaction, or it's a reaction to the action and the way that he's framing these things. And if you can look at that chart, everybody watching right now, that red line, that bright red line that is Trump, is in very unprecedented territories, because presidents come in. I have the last 4 presidencies up here. They come in, and the summer is usually where the buyer's remorse and delusionment sets in. And Trump's number, net +7 right now, we don't have a single data point at all, like anywhere past June, July in any of the other presidencies. So this is new. Normally, presidents are getting beat up right now. And right now, Donald Trump is taking aggressive action to crack down on domestic terrorists. And it would appear that America is cheering. And this is the problem we find ourselves in, because I wasn't sure if they were going to keep lying. They are businesses. You were talking about that. They lose a significant amount of money. Like, look at the propagandists at 538 and how much money that the New York Times and Disney threw into that black hole of propaganda and information gatekeeping, and they finally just shut it down. They didn't fix it. And I thought, well, maybe after this, MSNBC is finally going to have to change and tell the truth. Maybe all these people in the networks are not going to do it. For some reason we don't know, they can't. They're just, they can't. So they're going to die. We're watching them die. All these hosts are getting fired. They're rebranding these websites. The ratings are plunging. Right now, the last time I looked, multiple times, combined CNN and Fox News, or combined CNN and NBC, prime time viewership in the demo was less than half of Fox News combined. And now we're hearing talk about, well, maybe some of these networks will be taken over and turned into conservative-leaning things.
Ooh.
So they're all dying. But the problem is that the internet stole a march on America. And that's the problem. It's that there's...
Let me tell you this. You want to know how much people are fed up with being gaslit and how much they hate the MAGA movement? Look at this. There was a bomb threat at the home of Robert F. Kennedy Jr. They want to try to take out the people that are making the biggest influence, that are literally trying to put America first, bring common sense, family values, Christian values back to America. Guys, this is what's happening. There's also been, check this out, several shots were fired into an ABC building in Sacramento, California. Thankfully, no injuries reported. They're saying that this is from the backlash over the left's rhetoric over Jimmy Kimmel getting fired. Now people are shooting up ABC buildings. Are you kidding me? Like, guys, we are dealing with some very violent individuals, violent ideologies, because things are not going their way. Like, what does this tell you? If you appreciate everything that we're bringing, guys, if you don't mind hitting the thumbs up, like button, thank you so much for your support. This really does help our voice getting out there. It is just so chaos right now that the left is doubling down on what they're saying. People are trying to go after some of Trump's most closest allies, and it is just showing you how much where their hearts truly are at, exposing them for where they truly are at. Linda Foe, thank you so much for gifting 10 TrueLife News memberships. Let's go. If you got a free membership from Lynn, show her some love in the chat. Thank you so much for helping us grow our family. I love it. And don't forget to show EU Kika some love in the chat, guys. Growing the TrueLife News family. I'm telling you, people cannot stand it how much we are winning right now. And the sad part is this part of the winning, it's literally costing lives.
Really a political battle between the right and the left and their lies, and the right is winning right now, as anybody who goes to Twitter can see. The predominant narrative now has completely been replaced by common sense, like pro-MAGA agenda type things. Like, nope, we can't have mentally deranged people getting surgically altered as minors on the taxpayer dollar. No, we shouldn't have, like, violent narco-terrorists flooding across our border. And that's good, but the problem is that there's another battle, and that's the battle for the mind of our kids and for this fourth turning. And what is society going to look like, and how is it going to reform itself? And if society is reformed based on the current set of values owned by the 18 to 29-year-olds, mostly Zoomers, then we're in real trouble. Like, it is messed up out there. And that's the people that are going to come in front of Congress and get raked over the coals. Hopefully, I don't even know. Most of these people are septuagenarians. They might not even understand the right things to ask.
I want to bifurcate that, because I think, and I keep saying this, I think there's segments of the 18 to 30-year-olds that are the most based generation this country's ever had, and I think the salvation of this nation lies in there. It's how you help it grow. It's how you nurture it. Charlie saw an aspect of it. There's also a broader aspect of that. I think that's where this fight's going to be, as they step up and take, entry-level leadership jobs and then work up the food chain. Hang on a second, but I want to go to, when you say Zoomers are messed up overall, I want to go, because you brought up the cesspool. The internet's got a lot of positive stuff to it. It's also got a dark underbelly. And talk about the companies, talk about Reddit. Why is Comer's, hearing, bringing these CEOs in there, and hopefully it's a star chamber. But talk to us about Reddit, because I think people were shocked the other day, because a lot of people remember Reddit, in 16 with the Donald, and I think Great Awakening. It was the Donald Great Awakening. The Pepes were all there. This is, Cernovich. This is how, you had Facebook, and you had this, you had these sites that were kind of in Reddit chat rooms that were quite important at the time to get the Trump movement out, because Trump didn't have a lot of money. I mean, this is what we knew at Breitbart. This is one of the things we looked at after Gamergate, that there was a real, disassociation with young men. Young men had felt like they weren't being listened to. They weren't part of the process. And that's really one of the great driving force powers of the Trump the years 15 and 16 all the way to the presidency, sir.
Guys, I want to show you this, that I'm telling you, a lot of stuff is changing, and there is people that are literally coming over from the Democratic side to the Republican side over what you're about to hear next. Because I'm telling you, when Trump says what I'm about to show you, this right here, things are changing. Trump said we passed the continuing resolution in the Republican House, which was a very good thing, because it shows that Republicans want to keep the government open, but in the Senate, we have 53 Republicans and we need 60 votes. He said, I want to thank Senator John Fetterman, a Democrat, for voting for us. Do you not see, guys, that and I've loved this, because I feel like me and Trump are in the same way. If a Democrat does something that's good, you acknowledge it and you thank them for it. It is what it is. Whether they're independent, Democrat, Republican, that shouldn't matter, okay? And right here, he is in a post explicitly thanking John Fetterman for saying, thank you for voting with us, common sense. He said, but the Democrats want to shut the country down. They want to open the borders. They want us to stop fighting crime. They want men to play in women's sports. They want transgender for everybody. And if they don't get them, they're not going to open the government. He said, today the House Democrats voted against condemning the political assassination of Charlie Kirk. Republicans won the popular vote, won all 7 swing states, won the Electoral College by landslide, won most U.S. counties in a landslide. Democrats must start respecting our democracy. We are literally living in a flip, that whenever the Democrats were in office and it was all about, you need to respect this and we live by democracy and this and this and that. Now it's completely flipped and just shows how hypocritical they truly are. Carla Thomas, thank you so much for getting 5 TrueLife News memberships. Let's go. Show Carla some love in the chat for helping to grow our family. Guys, what a blessing. Show Carla some love. Don't forget to show Lynn Defoe, as well as EU Kika, some love in the chat. Growing the family today. This right here just shows you Trump is willing to move to the middle, work with the Democrats if they're willing to put America first. Let me know your thoughts in the comments.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. What would our society look like right now if Reddit hadn't banned the Donald? That's the problem. Is that I agree with you that there are a big chunk of these people who are based. And I think they're powerful leaders. They're willing to take action. And a lot of them are just playing video games right now because society is in a horrible state. But this is the battle that's been playing out. That's what I'm talking about. Everybody knows about the public school teachers. Everybody knows about captured academia. But the problem is that the boot of Marxism has been on the throat of the free market of ideas. These ideas win in a free market. The fact that Donald rose to supremacy on the free speech outpost at the time, Reddit, I think proves it. And the way in which YouTubers rebelled against big media, like turning Star Wars and Marvel gay and making horrible content. That was a culture war that was actually won before Donald Trump got into the White House for a second time. A lot of people don't talk about this. So this is a battleground. But the problem is that like I said, I called it a monoculture. That's the problem, is that, okay, well, how did you get to Charlie Kirk? How did you become a conservative? Were you raised, you had good parents, that's fine. Most of the people did not grow up like me or you. You know what I mean? I didn't have the internet. I grew up playing stickball. I went to Boy Scouts. There were men who mentored me. I went to church. Everybody went to church. I had a 2-parent household and was instilled with Christian values. Mm-hmm. And I worked hard, and I wanted a job, and I wanted to date women. It's like absolutely wild. Now, I also grew up with the internet. And I know what these kids are seeing is that their families are broken. Their teachers are weirdos at best, yes. Groomers at worst in many instances. The entertainment that they see, they're exposed to it way too soon. You see 6-year-olds going to like movies that are made for like late teenagers all the time, right? And then they go on internet. The parents not watching them. They're immediately on TikTok. Then they get on YouTube. There's really no age filters for any of this stuff. And their mind is being crafted by an algorithm.
Yep.
Then they...
And I want to show you this too, guys, because I'm telling you, where you stand on the Charlie Kirk issue is saying a lot about you. And I just want it, I normally don't, like, look, guys, this ain't no paid sponsor endorsement because, again, this is just news that it's breaking, that a Steak and Shake in Rome, Georgia has paid to put up this billboard of Charlie Kirk. Say, stand up, speak out, stay bold. Paid for by the Steak and Shake of Rome. Like, that is what I love. This is America. Standing up, because again, no matter what anybody else says, Charlie Kirk always had a non-violent approach to trying to speak with the other side. And that deserves all the utmost respect. There was no violence from him. He would go to college campuses. He would give people a platform, allow them to speak. And this just shows you that there are some companies that are going to win big time because they are siding with the America First policies and standing up for right. And I don't know about y'all, but Steak and Shake is really getting on board with MAGA Maha. They changed all their fries to be cooked in beef tallow, which is healthier than all the processed seed oils. They're using like super healthy meats. I mean, we're literally seeing a revolution right now coming from people and businesses because of what has happened. And I want to show you this too, guys, because I'm telling you, the more and more stuff that we find out about what happened with this, the new details, all this just shows us how much we need to get things in order in America. If you appreciate this, if you don't mind hitting the thumbs up like button, thank you so much, guys, for helping us grow our voice when you hit that button. Leanne Wilson, thank you so much. Welcome to the family. And don't forget to show Carla Thomas, Linda Foe, and EU Kika some love in the chat for gifting memberships, everybody. Listen to this.
An investigation into a wider plot.
Sean, thanks so much for having me. And because President Trump and the Attorney General have prioritized resources to this all-important investigation, we're dedicating every asset we have to run the reverse daisy chain analysis of anyone that was in contact with a suspect that's currently in custody and anyone he contacted, called, and text messaged and had chats on online social media platforms with. That's the power of the FBI. That's the resources we brought in immediately with our cell phone analytic team to use the cell phone tower data dump system to geolocate specifically where this cell phone was and who had it, and after that, who he was talking to. And Sean, let me tell you a little bit about the information we've collected. We've collected information where, through witness interviews from the FBI and local law enforcement, that he essentially admitted After the shooting and assassination of Charlie Kirk, the suspect admitted to it. Furthermore, the evidence and information will come out. I won't stylize the evidence. The Attorney General is absolutely right. We can't do that. But I will say what was found in terms of information, a text message exchange where the suspect specifically stated that he had the opportunity to take out Charlie Kirk and he was going to do that. And when he was asked why, he said some hatred cannot be negotiated with.
Yeah, you're also running an investigation on what's called the Discord chat room, which has scores of people on it, and texts between the suspect and the partner. I assume that those discussions are ongoing?
Absolutely. In order to properly adjudicate this matter and let law enforcement hand off information into evidence for a court of law for prosecution, we have to go out and get search warrants. We have to go out and get search warrants of the identifiers that were then built off of the prior search warrants. And we are doing that. And we are going to be interviewing scores of people on not just these chats on Discord, but any communications that this individual have. We've seized multiple electronic devices from the home of the suspect and his romantic partner. We've got computers, we've got laptops, we've got gaming systems, we've got cell phones. All of that is being triaged by the FBI because that's what we do. And the resources that the Attorney General has dedicated to this mission is allowing us to move at the speed we have. As you said, 33 hours. 33 hours, Sean, this individual is apprehended. And on the night...
Let me ask you.
I want to show you this, guys, because I told you it's not going to stop. Like they're about to have Charlie Kirk's funeral, Arizona Stadium, a memorial for him. And guess what just happened this morning? Oh, we're not talking about the Cowboys and Bears, guys. Armed man posing as law enforcement arrested at the Arizona Stadium where Charlie Kirk's funeral will be held. They said he was trying to get in there, trying to go ahead and place weapons. He had knives, he had firearms. Like, I'm telling you, this, oh my goodness, it is mind-blowing. And I literally told this to my wife. I said, somebody's going to try to do something at this memorial. Somebody's going to try to do something stupid. They need to have the utmost protection and security, which we're going to show you in a moment. But we are living with people that are willing to go as far as they need to try and hurt people that supported Charlie Kirk. It is disgusting. It's not America, but this is mind-blowing. It breaks my heart too, because it's like people just don't see it. And then on the left, they literally are not even condemning it. People on the left celebrated this. It is just disgusting. I hate it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. What needs to change, guys? Because I'm telling you, you can't negotiate and come to common grounds with this. Jim Barbato, thank you so much, brother Jim, for the super chat. Let's go. OG of the channel. Y'all show Jim some love in the chat, as well as Acid Burn, member of the channel. Said, I tested positive for COVID. I only went one place, Publix, with no other contacts in a week. I only saw no more than 40 people. COVID is still here. I believe it. I believe it. Y'all show Acid Burn some love in the chat. Prayers with you to get better soon. And show Jim some love in the chat, everybody. This is some big stuff that's happening.
Because 33 hours, and I did mention Luigi Mangione, and I did mention the Sarno brothers in the Boston bombing, and I did talk about the Centennial Park bomber Eric Rudolph and Ted Kaczynski. 33 hours, 2 hours after the video footage was enhanced and released, the suspect's father turned him in. And you got criticized for doing that. And I'm criticized for going out to the crime scene, and I'm having a hard time understanding what people's expectations are.
Sean, my expectation is delivered to the mission and the resources the men and women the FBI need and to produce. And that's what we did here. When you're talking about things like going out to a crime scene, that's how you investigate that matter properly. And when you're talking about why did it take 33 hours, well, I made the operational decision to immediately release enhanced videos and photographs of the suspect because the operational call that I made for the FBI said, we are about to smoke this guy out, and his family and friends and his internal network is going to assist it. And this is the operation I want to highlight in terms of transparency. The FBI is traditionally an organization that has not been transparent. My mission to the American public, as I said in my confirmation here, I am going to work with you to make this organization as transparent as possible, including during investigations, so that we restore trust in the FBI and the integrity of the FBI that was jettisoned away by the fools that weaponized it. And when I said that, I meant it, and you saw it in action, and no one should be criticizing anyone but me if they got a problem with it. The men and women of the FBI handled this brilliantly. And as you said, Boston and the Luigi Mangione case happened in downtown metropolises with thousands of people around, and it still took them 5 days. So if you got a criticism, make a fair criticism and bring it to my feet. And I promise you the men and women of the FBI will respond like we did in this manhunt for Charlie Kirk's assassin.
Let me, to the extent you can talk about the possibility of a wider plot or other people's involvement in this, that would be a chilling scenario to me. John Solomon, who I'm pretty sure you know, had a piece out there about a radicalized group close to the area, up in the mountains. They seem to be very radical with the same agenda. Does that concern you, what you're seeing?
All of it concerns me, Sean, but I can't divulge every investigative step we're taking because I don't want to disclose who we're going after and why we're going after them. Obviously, it's been leaked about this Discord chat, so we're going to discuss it a little bit. But what the FBI does is identify, catalog, and bring in experts. That's what we were doing. Round the clock, flying in people, evidence response teams, hostage rescue teams, special operators on our FBI planes, and transporting evidence back in real time from the crime scene in the West Coast to our labs in Quantico to address the situation of forensics immediately. And you highlighted the screwdriver that was found on top of the roof and the towel in which the firearm was found, the ravine that I walked myself along with the rooftop. I said, we cannot waste a second on this DNA analysis. And we were announced today on Fox that the DNA was a positive match for the suspect in question. That's hard forensics at work. That's your FBI moving at rocket speed to deliver transparency and information about an ongoing investigation, and we felt it appropriate for the American public to know this.
Guys, I'm telling you, it is right now, this stuff is getting so crazy, and our prayers are with the Trump administration, with the Trump cabinet, that they be safe. But it is like, it's so scary to think that this is where we're at right now. The stuff that's showing up all across X, you think, I don't know about y'all guys, but when you have people, this is why we have to protect our kids. This is why we have to make sure to protect our future of America. This person right here, you want to talk about woke? Look, I don't care what you do, but when you start off by saying, I don't know if I'm going to have the kids call me Mr. or Mrs., like, and then you have confusion even to the elementary kids, that we're in some bad times right now. We are truly in some bad times right now. And right now, there's so much happening behind the scenes, guys. Trump literally came out and said he's signing a proclamation as soon as today requiring a $100,000 fee for H1b visa applications. If you don't even know what that is, it's where these companies hire really cheap labor from across the world. They bring them here, and then the only way that they can stay here in America is by working for this person. So Trump said, you know what? If you want to go hire people across the world, guess what? We're going to, you're going to pay a fee. And a lot of people are upset about this. But isn't this America first? If you appreciate this, if you don't mind hitting the thumbs up like button, guys, thank you so much for your support and hitting that button. It really does grow our voice so much. EU Kika, thank you so much for the super chat. Let's go. Said, I still break down when I think about or watch anything Charlie Kirk. Spread your Christian strength and love in God and his son, Jesus Christ. We must stay vigilant against evil. Amen. Thank you so much, EU Kika, for your support, being a member of the channel. We really appreciate you so much. And show Alice Lewis, OG of the channel, some love in the chat for always helping us to grow our likes and grow our voice. Show Alice some love in the chat, everybody. Thank you so much, Danny, for the super chat, member of the channel. I love it. Jim Barbato, thank you so much, brother, again for the super chat. OG of the channel as well. Guys, you are so awesome. And thank you so much. Denise Clark, custom art, OG of the channel, said, headed to work again. We'll be listening, praying for those on all sides they can reach into their hearts and come to common sense for all. Amen. 100%. Guys, such beautiful words being given in the chat. We got the best chat out there. Y'all show Denise Clark, OG of the channel, some love in the chat. But what I'm about to show you next, you tell me, chat, how do we find common ground with this right here?
I think it's really important. We need to stand up against this fascist takeover. That's not a bad word. It's a fact. And here in D.C. and across the country, it is so incredibly important, Mr. Chair, that this committee does not allow rhetoric that defames or paints Washington, D.C. in a way that you all haven't really truly seen. And no, it's just wrong how we're doing it.
Chairman, I think it's insane that the lady doesn't have an argument, but she's going to refer to me and some of my colleagues.
Mr. Donald,
we were from the Third Reich. This is insane.
You're going to look at 14, 15-year-olds as a bunch of criminals?
It's insane. Do I look like a member of the Third Reich to you, Ms. Tlaib?
How can you literally call somebody a fascist and then say that the right is going to bring forth rhetoric against the left and all this stuff? Like, literally, I don't even think they hear themselves sometimes.
She was upset about the bipartisan D.C. Crimes Act, which the House passed this week, which makes criminals 18 to 24 sentenced as adults instead of juveniles. She was against that. And you just heard Florida Congressman Byron Donalds, a member of that House Oversight Committee, calling her out for the rhetoric. And he continued online talking about it, saying it is unhinged, it is out of line. The rhetoric has inspired murder. We will not stand to be defamed. Pleased to have Congressman Donalds joining us right now live on Newsline. Sir, welcome and good to have you. When you start to say it's not a bad word, I think you're already losing right out of the gate when she's continuing on that way. And of course, she voted against the Charlie Kirk resolution, which condemns political violence. Your reaction to how heated it got and why, for some reason, these Democrats are continuing to use this term, whether it be fascist or otherwise, which you say inspired murder.
My reaction to what happened yesterday is people who are just common sense people, decent people, moral people, we cannot be quiet against this insanity that comes from the radical left. Rashida Tlaib was trying to once again defame and dehumanize the people that she disagrees with politically. I find it to be outrageous. I've always found it to be outrageous. And now it is clear, following the assassination of Charlie Kirk, that there are nut jobs out in the country who are listening to her rhetoric, scribbling that stuff, putting it on the casing of bullets, and then shooting people, and in this case of Carly Church, assassinating them. So good people in America, you cannot sit idly by, say nothing, and do nothing. You have to challenge this stuff when it meets you. Listen, I want everybody to be safe. I recognize the humanity, even in the people I disagree with, like Rashida Tlaib. I want her to be safe. I want her to be able to go home to her family, just like I want to do the same to mine. But to let them continue with this insane rhetoric, which makes no sense, simply because they want to win political elections, enough is enough. We got to stand firm. When good people stand firm against insanity, the right prevails. Good people prevail.
It seems like prevailing, too, was the law and order in D.C., as we just showed the rates were dropping. Well, whether they're listening to Rashida Tlaib, Congressman, or listening to Jimmy Kimmel, who is now off the air after his comments on Monday and reportedly was going to make even more wild comments before Bob Iger took him off. I want to play what President...
You hear that? Jimmy Kimmel was literally planning to make even more wild comments before Bob Iger removed him from... That's again, too, that's stuff that we're finding out post his firing. And I want to show you this, guys, because I'm telling you, this Jimmy Kimmel, ABC, all this is shaking America. It's shaking the news stations to say, stop being so divisive, stop gaslighting people, stop trying to say that the Democrats have a holier, that they are holy and all this when you're not, okay? Listen to this. This is literally from CNN's moderator, Abby Phillips, calling and admitting that the Democrats and liberals were wrong whenever they in the past tried to cancel Trump and tried to cancel and silence and censor just free speech. Listen to this.
I heard earlier this week Ezra Klein and Ross Douthat having a conversation, and there was this moment where Ezra says, you know, I probably needed to acknowledge back a couple of years ago that we were a little too censorious, that the left was actually interested in kind of intimidating
something
people.
More liberals should say.
I think it would help.
They should acknowledge, not just in passing, but actively acknowledge where things went wrong. That's the only way to move forward.
Agreed.
I think, in a way. Because otherwise,
what would we acknowledge?
Well, I think you have to acknowledge that there is listen, cancel culture was a thing.
Absolutely.
Okay, it was actually a thing, and it's not just enough to say, well, my cancel culture was fine, but yours is wrong. There has to be an acknowledgement that yeah, now I think everybody understands what free speech really looks like and what it means, and then you have to apply that thinking to what was happening 4, 5, 6 years ago in this country and say something.
Let's go, guys! I'm telling you, we bring the truth, and I give credit where credit is due. And regardless, we have to, like, you cannot just say, like, if people are willing to change, then we accept that and we move forward. If you don't give people the opportunity to change, we'll never be better. But whenever you have somebody like Abby Phillips, who literally is like, look, we messed up, and now we're seeing it's being done to us, and we don't like it, and we got to admit that we were wrong. I love that. Good job to you, Abby Phillips. Keep doing that. Get to the center. Because I'm telling you, with them, you cannot negotiate, you can't find common ground, and you cannot move forward if people will not come to the center and find common ground. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, guys, because this is big stuff. I believe that what we're showing you on this channel is that even across multiple networks, you've got a lot of people that are crazy, but you also got a lot of people that are willing to do better. Carla Thomas, thank you so much again for another 10 TrueLife News memberships given. You guys, show Carla some love in the chat, reaching some OG status over here, growing the voice, growing our family. Thank you so much, Carla. We truly are grateful for you and your support in this channel. Thank you so much. And B1 Sly One, thank you so much, brother, for your support. Said, I may not make the live stream for the next 2 days, so here's the monthly charity donation from those in the chat who cannot afford it. America first, brother. Hey, B1 Sly One's moderator, OG of the channel, helps us keep the chat clean. I love it. Show B1 Sly One some love in the chat. And don't forget to show Denise Clark some love in the chat as well. I'm telling you guys, if the right people will make the right decisions, I believe we can move forward together.
Trump said on the FCC, Brendan Carr, who has come out saying they may be going forward with more here, and it is not over. Here's the president.
I think Brendan Carr is outstanding. He's a patriot. He loves our country, and he's a tough guy. So we'll have to see. But when you think about this, 97% of the stories are opposed to me, and yet I win easily the election. It's pretty amazing when you think of it. That shows they have no credibility.
The left is really upset. Hakeem Jeffries wants Carr to resign. What do you say to those on the left who are trying to make this an issue of free speech instead of one that perhaps may be public interest of airways and affiliates choosing not to air things they do not want to, and a corporate decision, Congressman?
The Democrats don't care about free speech. They never have, period. When Americans were being silenced, when Americans were being censored, when Americans were being deplatformed, when Americans were being debanked, they didn't care. They cheered it on. And so now you have an FCC commissioner who's saying, you know what, let's just look into this. Now they want to feign outrage, and now they care about the First Amendment. The arc of history in the modern era is clear. The Democrats don't care about any of that stuff. They were perfectly fine with the Biden administration spying on the American people and either deplatforming or censoring.
Censoring everybody. And I'm telling you guys, if we, my goodness, all the stuff that's coming out right now, is just mind-blowing. This was the vote yesterday from the Senate over who voted. It was 44 to 48, and they need 60 votes to pass the spending bill or the government shuts down. Well, guess what? Man, if y'all appreciate this, if you don't mind hitting the thumbs up like button, guys, this is big. John Fetterman, a Democrat, was a yay. Rand Paul, a Republican, was a nay. Lisa Murkowski, Republican, was a nay. Like, dang, guys, this is big. And again, too, you don't see this on mainstream media. They don't pull it out over who's voting for what, where people stand with, but we show you everything, guys, because I'm telling you, if we don't, we have to keep draining the swamp. We have to keep exposing people, because again, what you're about to see next, the deeper and deeper that we get into every single thing that's happened over the past 4 to 5 years, we are learning that it's been bad, y'all. It has been extremely bad. Listen to this.
While Trump was overseas, he was asked about his predecessor, the auto pen.
Is there any update on the auto pen?
Yeah, it's just gotten worse from their standpoint. The people that used it, and in particular one person, was never told by Biden to do it. Only spoke to Biden twice, and that was just talking about the weather, not talking about any order. And he was taking orders from people other than Joe Biden.
Biden's chief of staff, Jeff Zients, testified today. He said Biden's decision-making slowed down during his term. Decisions that took 3 meetings eventually required 4. Jill Biden ordered the chief of staff to change the president's schedule so he could sleep more. And Zients admitted that Hunter Biden was in meetings and directly involved in pardons. Why was he in meetings? And what pardons? All the drug dealers? All 4,000 of them? Was Hunter running the auto pen? We know Joe wasn't. Binder also testified. She said, "Don't blame me for the cover-up. I was just reading from a binder." I knew the binder would come in handy for her.
Wow.
She said she just opened her binder one morning and saw the cheap fakes line and just read it. Binder also has a book coming out. She's going to bury Biden's legacy even deeper. But Kamala's beating her to the punch. After destroying the Democrat machine, she's dancing on its grave. In her new book, she said she didn't want to pick Tim Walz for VP. Her first choice, Mayor Pete. Quote, "Buttigieg would have been an ideal partner if I were a straight white man, but we were already asking a lot of America to accept a woman married to a Jewish man. Part of me wanted to say, screw it, let's just do it. But knowing what was at stake, it was too big of a risk. And I think Pete also knew that, to our mutual sadness. Kamala didn't have the confidence to pick a gay guy, so she picked Tim Walz. The strangest white guy we've ever seen. And the straightest. Who tried putting tampons in boys' bathrooms. Tampon heard the news this morning and ran for the hills.
Hey everybody, Tim here. Literally out on a run. Beautiful day, start my day this way. If you can't join me on this run, join me on the run for governor of Minnesota. I need your help.
Oh, I see what he did there. It's not just Waltz getting bombed in the book. Kamala's dragging the big guy too. Right before her debate with Trump.
Wow.
Kamala said Joe Biden called her, but it wasn't a pep talk. Shh. Joe said he talked to his brother, who told him Kamala was bad-mouthing him all around town. And the power brokers in Philly were threatening to yank their support. The call rattled her. Quote, "I just couldn't understand why he would call me right now and make it all about himself, distracting me with worry about hostile power brokers in the biggest city in the most important swing state." But that's not all. Kamala said it was reckless for Joe to run again. But she's still keeping up the cover-up, pretending Joe just got tired sometimes. Binder's not getting a pass. Kamala has the knives out, too. Quote, "They had a huge comms team. They had Corinne Jean-Pierre briefing in the press room every day, but getting anything positive said about my work or any defense against untrue attacks was almost impossible. When Fox News attacked me on everything from my laugh to my tone of my voice to whom I dated in the 20s, or claimed I was a DEI hire, the White House rarely pushed back with any of my actual resume. So how's Binder going to defend a DEI hire when she's a DEI hire? Kamala's going to throw all of her friends under the bus.
Let me tell you this, guys. If the whole Democratic Party right now, it's literally like somebody's behind the scenes and telling them to destroy themselves with the acts that they're doing that they think is good. Especially the former vice president, presidential candidate. You don't go and basically destroy your entire party. People are so fed up with this. Listen to this, because I'm telling you, we are going to see either Newsom or AOC run as presidential candidate for the Democratic Party in 2028. That's going to happen, and I would bet money on that. Listen to this, because I'm telling you, people are fed up. The whole Obama, Biden, Kamala, Clinton regime is gone.
I believe Kamala Harris's political career is over. I think you've seen the last of her with this book, politically. I'm quite sure she's a highly intelligent woman, very accomplished. She's a former state attorney general. She's a former senator. She's a former vice president of the United States, and obviously the Democratic nominee for the presidency of the United States in 2024. But this was the last straw, and I'm going to tell you why. Because although I'm certainly not an advocate of her diming out her boss and talking about whatever deficiencies he may have had, you could have said something. You could have done something other than what you did. And I don't want to hear about 107 days, and that's all you had. You know what 107 days gave you? It gave you the opportunity to take over the campaign and do it your way instead of capitulating to what his people wanted you to do and you doing whatever you thought was necessary under the realm or the guise of loyalty and costing, and in some people's eyes, costing yourself the presidency. There are things that she could have done that was more effective. Don't get me started with her appearance on The View. Don't get me started when Sonny Houston looked at her and said, is there anything that you would do differently than Joe Biden? And I can't think of anything. Nobody wants to hear that. When the country was in the state that it was in, and we knew that change was the order of the day, and you had a candidate that was not only using her rhetoric, her verbiage, and the lack thereof from him, but also was accusing her as hiding and engaging in his own definition of machismo or misogynism or whatever you want to call it, to point out how he was a man's man and he goes everywhere and he talks to everyone, while she was not willing to do that initially. And then you come out with a book in the aftermath of it all, and you've talked about Pete Buttigieg and, him being gay, or you talked about Josh Shapiro, the governor that I just interviewed the other day, and you talked about him being too eager for the vice presidency when he was clearly a better choice than Tim Walz, or you want to talk about Gavin Newsom now, but you wouldn't do it before. Nobody's trying to hear that now. That is the candidate that's on her way out the door, and I'm not saying I wish it. I've had the pleasure of meeting her once before. She is a very nice person, very accomplished. I respect her, but when I look at the excerpts from this book, it's too little, too late. And that's what this comes down to. As far as I am concerned, I believe, and I hope I'm wrong, but I believe her political career is over.
Nobody's going to want to work with somebody who literally just came out and destroyed their entire political party. All the people that were around them. I'm just telling you, the Democratic Party right now is imploding. Senator John Fetterman is the only person right now that's siding towards the center and common sense to actually, I think that he may be one of the leaders of the new party. It won't be called the Democratic Party because that name is being tainted right now exponentially. If you appreciate this, if you don't mind hitting the thumbs up like button, guys, thank you so much for your support. We're so thankful for your help with that. Really does help to grow our voice. Want to say thank you so much, Sharon Seckinger, member of the channel. Said Jimmy Kimmel is a deplorable. Yes, Abby Phillips may be coming around to the right side. God, please change hearts. Let's go. I love it. Show Sharon some love in the chat. And guys, y'all better give it up today. Our friend Carla Thomas, member of the channel, has gifted another 5 TrueLife News memberships, putting her up to 20 TrueLife News memberships given today. I'm sorry, 10 TrueLife News. Wait, no, 20. Yeah, 20 gifted TrueLife News memberships today. So thankful for your support, growing this family. I'm telling you, our voice is growing, our reach is growing, and we're going to continue America First policies, and people are going to see the truth in the receipts and what Trump actually says, not just what somebody repeated that he said. Listen to this.
Remember, when you win the election, elections have consequences. So we'll continue to talk to the Democrats, but I think you could very well end up with a closed country for a period of time, and we'll take care of the military, we'll take care of Social Security, we'll take care of the things that we have to take care of. A lot of the things that Democrats fight for, which in many cases aren't very good things, will not be able to be paid. So we'll watch and see how they do with that. They'll have to handle their constituents pretty carefully. So we're proud to announce that we want.
You hear that? We're going to take care of the military. We're going to take care of those on Social Security. We're going to make sure it's all good. I wanted to give you an update of where things are at, guys, because it does affect a lot of people with whatever happens with their dang Congress, that we run into a stupid shutdown after they've took a month off for recess. Listen to this.
Come on. Pete, come on up. Yeah. Well, good afternoon, everyone. Obviously, I think you've heard from the other side already, but clearly we had a couple of votes today, neither of which succeeded, but this isn't the last vote that we're going to have on keeping the government open. There will be an opportunity for Democrats to vote on a bill that has already passed the House of Representatives, that when passed in the Senate can go to the president's desk and fund a continuing resolution to keep the government open and give us another 7 weeks or so to complete the appropriations process. We think that's the right way to do this. There were 13 such opportunities the Democrats had when President Biden was in the White House, where we did short-term, clean, continuing resolutions. The suggestion by the Democrats that somehow they ought to be able to hijack a continuing resolution to attach $1 trillion of policy and cut things that we just funded a short few weeks ago, like rural hospitals, is completely out of any sort of historical context of what continuing resolutions have been used for in the past.
Did you hear that? They want to attach $1 trillion in spending to a continuing resolution, which is just supposed to barely fund the government with all the bare essentials. But they want to attach $1 trillion. Oh my goodness. We're $37 trillion, but they're only doing it because they're trying to make it look worse under Trump and his presidency of how much money is being spent.
Is simply a means to an end. It is a way to fund the government until you have an opportunity to do the appropriations process. We've said all along, we want to have an appropriations process that restores and returns to what the Senate used to do, and that is have bills marked up by the Appropriations Committee, reported to the floor, where they're open to an amendment process, and members from both sides can have their voices heard. The Democrat leader, Senator Schumer, is accustomed to writing bills in his office behind closed doors. That's not the way we think is the best way to operate a government and the best way to keep our government agencies funded. So we're prepared when we get back to have a vote on a bill already passed by the House, be ready to be signed by the president. All it takes is a handful of Democrats to join the Republicans in keeping the government open and funded, and to ensure that we have a chance to get the appropriations process completed in the way in which it was intended in the first place. Senator Barrasso, I'll let him, the whip, talk a little bit. Questions quickly? Yep.
The Democrats and Republicans have said that in the next week there are going to be conversations about the path forward. Are you going to be a part of those conversations, or are you just saying you're just going to do the House bill when you get back again?
Well, I mean, I don't know what those conversations, they have something that they want to bring to us and talk about, then, certainly we're open to talking. But like I've said before, I've been available now for weeks, and the Democrats seem more intent, as has been pointed out, in satisfying, I think, their very leftist base, who is desperately wanting to see a government shutdown because they think it's politically advantageous to do that, rather than keep the government funded. I mean, it's going to be it's really a straightforward choice. And it's the same choice that Democrats have been, we were faced with when they had the majority and Biden was in the White House on 13 different occasions. All 13 times there were Republicans who delivered the votes to keep the government funded. We didn't take it hostage or hijack it to try and do some colossal list of liberal, wish list type priorities and policies that added up, as Senator Brasso said, to about $1 trillion. So I don't know what that is. I have not gotten the sense that they are serious at all when they say we want to negotiate. If they were, they would come and say we want to negotiate. They sent a letter 6 weeks ago by snail mail, which to me doesn't suggest they're serious. And the bill that they put on the floor makes it very clear they are very unserious. I mean, they want to repeal the entire one big beautiful bill, and including all the provisions in there that we think benefit a lot of constituencies, like the ones we represent, like rural hospitals in places like Wyoming, South Dakota, and Montana. Yep.
Man, I'm telling you guys, this stuff that's coming in, you cannot make up of how much they want to spend on other countries, how much they want to spend on their left-wing propaganda. And again, too, it's all, I've got this video to show you because it's all about funding their voice. When USAID was cut, when NPR was cut, literally we took to the Democratic Party a sledgehammer of justice to stop paying for them to have their own thoughts, their own way of thinking when it comes to forcing United States citizens to see a certain way. And what you're about to see here, guys, I'm telling you, we bring the receipts, we layer in a lot of the news so that you're hearing it from the people that are actually in the mix. Listen to this.
So there's two continuing resolutions we're voting on today. The first is Republican one that allows us to fund the government till the end of November to continue to work on appropriations bills, relatively non-controversial. Then we have the Schumer shutdown bill, which he knows is going to fail. It adds $1 trillion worth of new spending. It guts the reforms that we had in the one big beautiful bill. It guts the rescissions that we had, President Trump's agenda, and it does a couple other things. It eliminates the hospital rural fund that we had, the $50 billion for rural hospitals. It also now funds NPR again, the woke agenda of NPR, and also funds Guatemalan sex changes all over again. It's a disaster. We'll be voting no on the Schumer bill, yes on the Republican bill. So there's
$1 trillion in additional spending, guys. You cannot make this up. That was from Senator Eric Schmidt. Let me know your thoughts in the comments if you appreciate this. If you don't mind hitting the thumbs up like button, guys. And if you're watching and not subscribed, please consider joining our family, hitting that subscribe button so we can serve you every day with the top news. Guys, we got to give it up for our boy Chris Prez, OG of the channel, for gifting 20 TrueLife News memberships, helping to grow the family, growing our voice. Guys, show Chris Prez some love in the chat. Member of the channel as well. Brother, thank you so much for your faithful support and growing our voice. If you got a free membership from Chris, show him some love in the chat. This stuff that we're hearing, we have to fight against. And whenever you share our videos on Facebook, on X, whenever you like our videos, we are continuing to spread the facts. You're literally hearing from the people themselves what is going on, not just repeated from somebody else. And that's what we try to do as much as possible on this channel, because getting the breaking news, knowing what's actually going on so that we can be informed voters matters. And that's why I want to just thank everybody that supports our channel through a membership, through your giving of a super chat, or being a member. Remember, on the 22nd of every single month, we take this money, we take the proceeds, what we get left, and from YouTube and all that, and we donate to a local charity. And we show you on screen, live on stream, transparent, the receipt. We tell you the amount, and we are changing lives. We donate to a local charity, and this month it's to a local children's home. And I love it, guys, because these kids are being better, because we're behind them. We want to show them that, you know, they may be orphans, but guess what? They've got love from True Life News, from our family here, and we're going to continue to spread goodness in this world. We're going to give God the glory in all things and just continue to bring the best news possible. I want to give some special love today to Della Cole. Thank you so much. Shannon Langston, Jeffrey Hatt, OG of the channel. EU Kika, thank you so much for gifting 5 True Life News memberships. Linda Foe for gifting 10 True Life News memberships. Carla Thomas, thank you so much for gifting 20 True Life News memberships. Guys, if y'all got some free memberships, show them some love in the chat. Jim Barbado, thank you so much, brother, OG of the channel. Leanne Wilson, welcome to the family. Acid Burn, thank you so much. Alice Lewis, helper of the channel and growing our likes. Thank you so much for your support. So amazing. Danny, member of the channel, thank you so much. B1 Sly One, OG of the channel and member as well. Thank you so much, brother, for your support. Sharon Seckinger, thank you so much for your support, member of the channel. Carla Thomas again with the gifted memberships, guys. Oh my goodness, such blessings. Shan, welcome to the family. We're so thankful, guys, for your support. Y'all show them some love in the chat. We cannot thank you enough for helping us and growing our family. Such blessings to that we're growing our giving. Don't forget to show Denise Clark Custom Art some love in the chat. And thank you so much, Elf, so much for the children, for the super chat member of the channel. Guys, show Elf some love in the chat. I love it. Guys, we are going to be known one day. Not only we bring the truth, we bring the facts, but our giving is changing lives. And I'm just so thankful because, again, when I look back at when we started, like when I came back into YouTube, True Life News full time, and what we've been able to accomplish in just a little over a year, it is such a blessing. And I just want to thank y'all from the bottom of my heart. I want to continue to serve you all. I love you all so much, and thank you for your support and our giving. And we're just going to keep growing. We're going to keep hitting it, guys, every single day. We love you all. Appreciate you so much, and we'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.